She slid her laptop toward me like it was a contract and pointed at a neat little calendar block. Let's keep it simple, Jenna said. Intimacy once a month. End of the last Friday. Everything else, we're good as we are. I need you for stability. Bills, home, routine. I tapped the mug against the coaster. A schedule. It keeps expectations clear. Right, I answered. So I'm groceries and mortgage and a calendar event. It's not personal. It's practical. If I'd known where this was headed, I told her, I would have brought a moving box that night. She didn't blink. Don't be dramatic. Watch me try not to be. Next morning, I cracked eggs while she sorted mail like a CFO balancing year-end. The quiet wasn't cozy, it was corporate. About last night, I opened, sliding a plate across. We're not a service agreement. It's a boundary, she replied, cutting her toast in perfect halves. I'm tired. My workload is heavy. I don't want pressure. Predictability helps. Predictability I can do, I said. Transaction I won't. You're taking it the wrong way. I'm taking it exactly the way you framed it. She sipped coffee. You handle the heavy stuff. It helps me be calm. And once a month is reasonable. Reasonable for a gym membership, I replied. For marriage, it's nonsense. You want me to pretend I'm in the mood all the time? That's not honest. I want a partner, not a meter. That's unfair. What's unfair, I told her, is being asked to turn my life into your utility app. She pushed the plate away, then suggests something better. I will. Starting today, I kept my voice even. We open a joint account for essentials only, mortgage, utilities, groceries. We each deposit a fixed amount on the first. No more random draws from my personal account. Next, until we fix our respect issue, I'm taking the guest room. Date nights are on pause. I'm not play-acting husband on the weekends and roommate on weekdays. She stared, surprised I actually had a plan. You're overreacting. I'm reorganizing. Moving to the guest room is petty. Moving to the guest room is distance you asked for. I'm matching it. You can't punish me for being honest. Not punishment. Consequence. This is control. This is boundaries, I said, rinsing the pan. You chose predictability. I'll give you predictability. Predictably, I'm not your silent sponsor. Her eyes narrowed. So you're cutting me off. I'm cutting the ambiguity. Essentials, yes. Extras, no. Respect first. You're making me the bad guy. You're making me the banker. She stood. Fine. Send me the list of what goes in essentials. I don't want surprises. You'll get it before lunch. At work, Dana poked her head over my cubicle. She's our project manager, the kind of person who notices when you switch your coffee brand or start coming in earlier. You look like you didn't sleep. Guest room, I said. That kind of week? That kind of quarter. She folded her arms. Keep your receipts. Keep your head. No speeches at home. Put it in actions. I'm there. By noon, I'd opened the joint account and set the auto payments. Deposit cap noted. I sent Jenna the spreadsheet. Plain, fair, simple. She replied with a thumbs-up emoji like she'd received a memo from accounting. That night, I carried a couple of shirts and a tool set into the guest room. No scene. No slamming. She watched from the hall, arms crossed. Seriously? Seriously. You think this will make me want you more? I think this will make me want myself more. God, Mark. I clicked on the small lamp and zipped a duffel. You want a distance. This is distance. She exhaled. Tomorrow, we go over the budget together. I'll set time. Don't. Just read the file. She did more than read. An hour later, my phone pinged with a document titled Household Operations. Color-coded. Schedules. Shared calendar invites. One box was labeled, with cheerful neatness, for the last Friday of the month. She had turned my life into a line item. Good. She'd given me perfect clarity. 2 nights later, her friend Lila came over. Lila works in marketing and treats every conversation like a pitch. We were eating takeout at the kitchen island because the table was covered in Jenna's folders. Lila joked. So how's domestic life with Mr. Reliable? Subscription still active? Jenna smirked. He's dependable. That's the point. I set down my fork. You two want me in the room for this? Or should I grab a name tag? Lila raised her eyebrows. I'm teasing. I got the joke, I replied. I just don't like the ad copy. Jenna waved a hand. Don't be sensitive. Lila's not judging. I'm not defensive. I'm correcting the brochure. This isn't a subscription. I'm a person. If we're doing press releases, include that. Lila laughed lightly. You're intense. I'm precise. Jenna touched Lila's wrist. We're fine. Just adjusting roles. We're better when we know who does what. Right? I added. Which is why from now on, anything outside essentials comes from personal budgets. Yours and mine. No more blurred lines. Jenna glanced at Lila. He made a whole file. I sure did, I said, pulling a printed copy from my bag and placing it by Jenna's elbow. Mortgage, groceries, utilities. That's it. You handle your family support and extras from yours. I'll handle mine. No cross-subsidy. It protects both of us. That's not very romantic, Lila chimed. Neither is a calendar invite for human connection, I returned. Jenna clicked her tongue. You're punishing me again. No, I replied. I'm matching the rules. You went professional. I'm professional. Can we just eat? Eat, I said. My change stands. When Lila left, Jenna came to the guest room door with a cup of tea. She set it on the dresser and stood with her hand on the frame. I pushed too hard, she said. I'm stressed. Work's been a mess. I felt like I was drowning. The schedule was my way to get control. I kept my face neutral. Thanks for saying it. I'll try to be less rigid. I heard you, I answered. The boundaries stay for now. She nodded. Okay. Can we at least go out Saturday? Short dinner. Neutral ground. We can. Early. 1 hour. No ambush topics. No ambush, she agreed. She left, and for 10 minutes I actually felt the knot loosen. Then my phone buzzed. A new event had landed in our shared calendar for 2 weeks out. Title: Us, planned. 45 minutes. Set to repeat monthly. A smiling emoji, because nothing says romance like a default emoji. I removed only the recurring part. Within a minute she texted from the other room. Why did you delete it? I typed back, because I'm not a chore. She didn't answer. The house went quiet like a standoff in a conference room after someone says what everyone was avoiding. Saturday morning, I was in Mike's garage. Mike's my neighbor and friend, runs a cabinet shop. Sawdust everywhere, the kind of place where life makes sense. We were putting up a heavy shelf. Mike grunted, lining up the level. Heard anything new on the home front? I tightened a bolt. We're a spreadsheet with a marriage attached. Yikes. She said, intimacy like a dentist appointment. Mike winced. Man. I moved to the guest room. Split the finances. Waiting to see if respect makes a comeback. You could camp here for a week if you need air, he offered. I'm good. The door from the driveway creaked. Jenna stepped in, sunglasses on, crisp shirt like she was arriving at a meeting. She looked out of place among clamps and drywall. Hey, she said. Can we talk? Mike wiped his hands. I'll go grab the drill from the truck. I glanced at her. Make it brief. She took off the sunglasses. I need you to cover my sister's deposit. It's temporary. She's in a bind. I'm not her lender, I replied. You always help. I help with our essentials. We're not blurring that. We agreed. You declared, she countered. I didn't agree to your austerity plan. It's not austerity, I said. It's adult finance. She'll pay you back. No. You're being stubborn. I'm being consistent. She stepped closer. You're making me handle everything alone. I said a joint system. Essential shared. Your sister isn't essential to our mortgage. She's family. She's your family, I said. Your choice, your budget. She crossed her arms. You used to be generous. I used to be respected. That landed. She tried another angle. Fine. Then I need the card for groceries. I'm hosting Lila and a couple of the girls for brunch. Use the joint account, I told her. Groceries are in there. I capped it. Enough for the week. She paused. Capped. Capped. Mike came back in, nodding to Jenna. She gave him a tight smile, then turned to me again. You're making this hard. No, Jenna, I answered. You made it hard when you put me on a schedule and a payment plan. She picked up a tape measure and set it down like she needed to touch something. Do you want to be alone? Is that the plan? I want to be with a partner, I said. Right now I'm with a compliance officer. Her phone buzzed. She glanced and smiled at the screen. Lila says I should bill your time. Cute. Maybe I should, she added, voice airy but eyes watching me. Mike pretended to study the shelf, but he was listening. Jenna's phone buzzed again. She turned it, and I saw the group chat bubble. My spreadsheet. She'd forwarded a screenshot of the budget page. Caption: Quarterly review with my CFO at home. A few laughing reactions popped up under it. I looked at Mike. He met my eyes, then looked away. That's the worst. Witnesses to your own house going cheap. I wiped my hands on a rag. You send my finances to your friends for jokes? She shrugged. It was light. Everyone shares memes. I'm not a meme. I'm your husband. You're being thin-skinned. That was disrespectful, Jenna. You sent me boundaries. I sent a joke. You made me a prop, I said flatly. In front of people who don't pay our bills. You're blowing it up. No, I replied. I'm seeing clearly. I set the rag down and stood in front of her, so there was no dodge. We should end this. For a second, the garage noise dropped out. Jenna blinked like she hadn't heard the words used out loud. Excuse me. End this, I repeated. You want stability and minimal effort. I want partnership. Those are different destinations. We should stop pretending we're headed to the same place. You're throwing away years because I made a joke? No. I'm ending an arrangement that's become a contract I didn't sign. So that's it. You're quitting. I'm choosing myself, I said. Over your wife. Over being treated like a service. She looked at Mike, then back to me. You're not serious. I am. She shook her head. We're not doing drama in a garage. Sure, I answered. We're doing clarity in a garage. She stared another beat, then put her sunglasses back on. We'll discuss this at home. There's nothing to discuss. Strategy meeting's over. She left without another word. The door shut. Mike still didn't speak. He just handed me the drill. You okay? He asked finally. Better than I was 5 minutes ago. You're really going to? Yeah. Need anything? I need a storage unit and a good referral, I replied. You know an attorney who doesn't turn everything into a war? Mike nodded. Leah's cousin does calm work. I'll text you. Thanks. That afternoon, I opened a separate checking account with a new routing number and redirected my paycheck. I reduced the joint account deposit to the exact essentials. I took pictures of the inside of the house like I was cataloging a project. I moved my important documents to a fireproof box and slid it into Mike's trunk while we talked about screws. I rented a small storage unit 5 miles away and stacked my gear. Tools, personal keepsakes, 2 boxes labeled Mark, Office. Back home, Jenna stood in the hallway as I wheeled a small suitcase past. What are you doing? She asked, voice steady. Preparing. For what? For leaving with my self-respect intact. We're not separating. You're right, I said. We're separating our illusions. She laughed, but there was no humor. You think you'll find something easier out there? Good luck. I'm not hunting easy, I said. I'm building sane. She followed me to the guest room door. You're not walking out. I'm not announcing anything tonight, I told her. You'll get a clean plan. No chaos. But I won't be rented. She folded her arms. You'll be at my parents' barbecue next Sunday. That's non-negotiable. I'll be there, I replied. Count on it. She misread that completely. Good. Let her. I texted Leah's cousin. Got a call. Got a checklist. No court talk. Just logistics. Keep it clean. Keep it calm. Keep records. We set a quiet consult for midweek. I made a list for the barbecue. 3 sentences, no insults, no blame, just truth and boundaries. Then I slept like a man after a storm. Jenna read the room like a pro the next day. She woke early, made pancakes, brewed my coffee how I like it, and set the table with placemats we never use. Morning, she said brightly. Eat while it's hot. I looked at the spread. Looks good. It's an apology, she added. For being rigid. For sending the spreadsheet. It was tacky. It was, I agreed, taking a bite. Thank you for saying that. I can be better. I hope you will be, for yourself. She swallowed hard. For us. For yourself, I repeated. She wiped her hands on a towel. Can we try counseling? We can try being decent first, I replied. Counseling comes after basic respect. Otherwise, it's theater. She frowned. I'm trying. Try without the show. At the office, Dana cornered me near the printer. You look lighter. I made a decision, I said. That kind. Yeah. She nodded slowly. Then keep it clean. Finish your work. Don't torch the place. I'm past torching. Good, she said. By the way, big client wants revisions by month end. We need your numbers by Friday. Done, I replied. I'll send them by Thursday. Jenna texted me mid-afternoon a photo of tickets to an outdoor concert. Surprise date, she wrote. No, I answered. Saturday we can do a logistics talk. That's it. She replied with a heart, then an hour later appeared at my office with a paper bag. I brought lunch, she announced, stepping around my chair. Turkey sandwich, the way you like it. And pie. Thanks, I said, not moving toward a hug. You didn't have to. I wanted to. I can accept the sandwich. The rest is on hold. Are you really this cold? She asked quietly. I'm precise, I said again. Saturday, noon logistics. She set the bag down and left with a small wave and a too bright expression that told me she was selling the image to herself. That evening, our neighbor had a casual porch get-together. Jenna insisted we stop by, just for a half hour, so people see we're good. On the porch, under string lights, she took a plastic cup and clinked it with her ring. To my husband, she said loudly. My rock. My steady. People smiled. I lifted my cup an inch. Thanks. She leaned in close enough for me to feel the performative warmth. Transfer 200 to my mom, she whispered. She's behind on a bill. I'll handle next month. No, I replied without raising my voice. That's your call, your money. Her smile stiffened. Seriously? Seriously. Leah caught the exchange and raised an eyebrow. She changed the subject for the group. Jenna laughed too loudly at a neighbor's joke and squeezed my arm like we were playing a part. On the walk home, she kept her tone casual. You'll come to the barbecue Sunday, and you'll be charming. I'll be clear, I answered. Meaning? You'll hear it. She tried again. My dad needs to see us united. He'll see us honest. Don't do this to me. I'm doing this for me, I said. She looked at me like I was defective and sped up the steps. Fine. Keep sprinting. I'll walk. The day before the barbecue, I did the last quiet moves. Packed the rest of my tools. Labeled boxes. Took the framed photos that were actually mine. Nothing petty, nothing that would start a museum tour of what's missing. I put my passport and birth certificate into the fireproof box and texted Mike. Hand me the spare key for the unit later. He handed it to me over the fence. You sure about doing it there? Her parents' place? Yeah. They've been told a version of our life that puts me as the ATM with shoes, I said. They can hear the truth from me calmly. Then it's done. Mike scratched his cheek. Need backup. Just listen if it goes sideways, I answered. I'm not starting a scene. I'm ending one. Aaron, her brother, stopped by as I was sliding the last box into my car. He's the quiet one in their family, lives across town, decent guy. Jenna says you're being drastic. Jenna says a lot, I replied. You know she's under pressure at work. Me too, I said. I didn't ask for the schedule. He stuffed his hands into his jacket. Mom wants you to keep the peace tomorrow. I'll keep it cleaner than you think. I'm not dumping secrets. I'm stating facts. Then I'm out. He looked at the boxes. Where are you going? For now, short-term rental. After that, whatever's next. You're really done. I'm done renting out my self-respect, I said. If you want to help tomorrow, just keep people from turning it into a circus. He nodded. I'll stand by the grill. Good. When I got home, Jenna was in our bedroom fussing with a sundress. She watched me in the mirror. You better not embarrass me, she said. I won't, I replied. Embarrassment requires lies. She turned. You're cruel. No. I'm finished. Are you still wearing your ring? Yes. I touched it. I'll decide what to do with it tomorrow. She laughed softly. God, you love the theater of it. I love closure. She faced the mirror again and adjusted a necklace that suddenly looked like a costume. Her parents' yard the next afternoon was a classic suburb scene. Folding tables, kids running, a cornhole board on the grass, smoke drifting off a big grill. Aaron was manning with focus like his life depended on the meat getting right. Jenna moved through the relatives like a campaign volunteer. I arrived on time and shook hands. People smiled. I could feel Lila's eyes on me from across the yard. Jenna's father clapped my shoulder. Mark, good to see you. Work treating you okay? It is, I said. He nodded approvingly. You provide. That's what counts. Respect counts more, I replied. He didn't quite register it. Jenna leaned in. Stick to friendly, she murmured. Don't be dramatic. Relax, I said. It'll be quick. After the plates were filled and the first gloss of small talk wore off, I looked at Aaron. He gave me the tiniest nod. I tapped my cup, just enough to get attention, not enough to be a performance. Can I get 30 seconds? I asked. Chairs shifted. Jenna frowned. Lila smirked. Her mother smiled thinly. I kept my hands still. I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm here to be clear about my life. Jenna set a new structure for our marriage. Minimal closeness, maximum stability from me. She told me our connection would be scheduled monthly and that my primary function was to keep things running. She also shared parts of our finances like jokes to friends. A couple of people looked at Jenna. She lifted her chin. Mark, I didn't raise my voice. I won't live like that. I'm not a service. I'm a man. I won't work a job called husband while being treated like an app you pay to keep the house tidy. Her father tried to cut in. Now hold on. With respect, I said, I'm speaking about me. Today I'm stepping out of this arrangement. The joint account covers essentials only. I'm moving out tonight. If Jenna wants to discuss logistics, she can email me. No more group jokes. No more schedules for something that should be human. Jenna stood. You don't get to make announcements at my parents' house. I nodded. You're right. I don't get to. I chose to. Because I won't hide behind potlucks while my dignity disappears. Lila laughed once short. Wow. He rehearsed. I looked at her. I did. Clarity deserves practice. Jenna's eyes were wet but hard. You're humiliating me. No. I replied evenly. I'm done being humiliated. Her mother put a hand over her mouth. Aaron said quietly, let him finish. I took the ring off and placed it beside my cup on the patio table, not thrown, not dramatic, just set down like a tool I no longer needed. I laid a single envelope next to it with a short printed summary, account details for essentials, a list of the items I'd taken, times I'd be back with movers if needed. No surprises. No revenge story. Just a clean exit. I faced Jenna. You wanted predictability, Jenna. Here it is. I'm leaving now. The rest happens by email. She grabbed my forearm. You can't walk away in front of everyone. I looked at her hand, then at her. You can keep the schedule, I said. I'm canceling the subscription. A couple of people flinched at the line. It wasn't pretty. It was honest. She let go. You're heartless. I'm done being rented, I answered. I nodded to Aaron, to her father, to the neighbors who had watched us pretend. I picked up my keys and turned toward the gate. No door slam. No last glare. Just a walk to my car and a wheel onto a different road. 3 months later, I sleep in a small house near the river with a porch light I installed myself. Nothing fancy, but the faucets don't leak and nobody treats me like a plan they drafted during lunch. Saturdays I take the truck out to Mike's. We build shelves and talk real life. Work clicked too. Dana put me on a bigger account because she said I do calm under pressure better than anyone. She's right. When you've cut out the noise at home, the rest gets simple. I met someone in the most boring way, at the hardware aisle on a Tuesday. Rachel. She runs a little landscaping business and speaks in straight lines. We've had coffee a few times. She asks questions that aren't invoices. If I reach for her hand, I don't feel like I'm negotiating a contract. I feel like I'm with a person. That's all I wanted. Jenna texted once about a document she couldn't find. I sent a photo of where it was. She texted again about the dryer making a noise. I suggested a repair guy number. I kept it logistical, clean, short. I heard through Aaron that she moved back in with her parents for a bit while she sorted expenses. He didn't ask me to fix anything, and I didn't volunteer. I'm not cruel. I'm finished. On Sundays I grill behind my place. Just a couple friends, sometimes Rachel, sometimes just Mike and Leah. We eat, we trade stories, we leave the rest alone. The piece is loud in a good way. People love to say compromise is everything. Maybe. But compromise without respect is just discounting yourself until you can't recognize the price tag. That house I left looked steady from the street. Inside, it was an invoice with a couch. I don't need applause for how it ended. I needed a line that didn't move when someone pushed. Now I have it. I don't run from responsibility. I just refuse to be downgraded into one. That's the whole truth. No mystery. No poetry. I was a man in a house that treated me like a service. I stopped being a service. And life got simple.